California has three key decision makers that determine which state laws pass and how taxpayer dollars are used. That's Governor Gavin Newsom and his separate but powerfully co-equal partners in the state legislature, Senate President Pro Tem Mike McGuire and Assembly Speaker Robert Rivas. Now, halfway through the legislative year that started December 2nd, we looked into how often journalists are able to directly ask each leader questions on behalf of the people of California.
Are we in a trade war?
Despite launching a controversial podcast that some say was a way to skirt reporters, we found Governor Gavin Newsom has been the most available to journalists out of the three so far. According to detailed records provided by the governor's office and reviewed and verified by KCRA3, the governor has taken questions from journalists on 35 separate occasions. That includes 14 press conferences across the state, half of which we have been able to attend in Northern California. The governor has also done 18 one-on-one interviews, 11 of them either with national or Los Angeles-based TV reporters, and 7 of them with print and digital journalists. In a statement, a spokesman for the governor said, in part, our office prioritizes accessibility, making a deliberate effort to engage with reporters across California, regardless of the governor's day-to-day schedule. We view the press as partners in informing Californians.
Messages from the Senate.
At the state capitol, we have not heard as much from the legislative leaders in the last 5 months. Senate Pro Tem Mike McGuire's office did not provide detailed records, but said he's made himself available for reporter questions a total of 21 times through press conferences and one-on-one interviews. We could not verify all of them. We attended 2 of his press conferences that he held at the state capitol this year, and we recently interviewed him in the hallway last month. The leader of the Assembly, Speaker Robert Rivas, has made himself available to media across the state a total of 15 times, according to his office. That office also did not provide detailed records that we could verify. He has hosted 1 press conference and took questions there at the state capitol, which was in January. Neither Rivas nor McGuire would comment for this story. Republican political strategist Rob Stutzman says legislative leaders are more closed off than they used to be.
I have a theory that Democrats have just gotten bad at politics in California because they don't have to be good at politics. And maybe that includes, being able to be on message, frequently on message, and wanting to engage with the press.
Stephen Maviglio is a Democratic strategist.
I worked for 4 different speakers. Each of them had different comfort levels with the press. I had some that would talk to anybody anytime and somebody that never wanted to talk to them. And so it's a balancing act. But with these issues, I think there's a responsibility to talk to the press, even if it's a statement, even if it's a couple sentences, say your piece and move on.
At the state capitol, Ashley Zavala, KCRA3 News.
And each of these leaders have representatives that can be reached for statements. Both legislative leaders noted their offices respond to those inquiries, they say, daily.